Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zahir, and in today's video, we'll be looking at how to generate alt tags or alternative text for a given image on a web page or images on a web page that do not have an alt tag, and we do that in bulk. This could be part of your content management workflow where every time you publish new content, you essentially pass that URL to this workflow, or you could upload an Excel sheet with several web pages, and then this particular workflow should be able to execute that. For the sake of the demo, I have essentially created a trigger that would essentially scrape content from a website, the TechCrunch website, essentially scrape all the images, check if the image, but if that particular image has alt tag or not, and if it doesn't have an alt tag, it'll essentially generate a new alt tag, and it does it for all the images in that particular web page, essentially the images that do not have an alt tag. Okay, so let me quickly walk you through each and every step or each and every module here. The first one, we're using a simple trigger here, a trigger that simply executes the workflow. But you could imagine this to be either a webhook, or it could be a file upload that you could essentially have a bunch of web pages that you want to upload, and then generate the alt tags of. The input could be anything, but I just want to help you establish how this would work, right? So in this particular use case, I'm going to be using the HTTP request node that essentially scrapes content for the given URL. In this case, the URL, like we saw, is techcrunch.com, and I've already done that here. This is the scraped content. This HTTP request might not work for JavaScript heavy pages. You would want to use a headless browser. There are many services available on n8n that you could use. But if you don't have any services, if you don't have any paid services, you could simply use the HTTP request for simple web pages. In this case, we use the HTTP request node to scrape content from. All right. Now, what we intend to do next is, and this is where we will be writing, or I have already written custom code. What this does is this particular node, essentially a JavaScript node, the custom code JavaScript node, essentially it takes the page source that we captured from the previous node and generates an object that looks like this. The idea is that we capture enough context of that particular image that does not have an alt tag and pass it to an LLM. And these are all the details that we're trying to capture. Let me scroll down here. So we have the source, that is the image that doesn't have an alt tag, the page URL itself, the page context, right? What is the title of the page, the meta description, the title, description, headings, and let me scroll down a bit, and the surrounding area as well. It's not allowed to scroll down for something. Yeah, the nearby text. In this case, it just found one list item, but depending on the page that you are scraping, you could have a lot more attributes than this. All right. The next node, when we execute this, we capture all the images here that do not have alt tags with that kind of object. Now the idea is that we loop over each and every image or object that we just captured here and generate two things. One is we analyze the image. We just pass that image object straight so that we the model that in this case an OpenAI model essentially reads the content of that images and it gives us a description. We then use a merge node to essentially merge the object that we captured here, including the context that we got from this particular model, and pass it through another OpenAI model, in this case GPT-4 Mini. We have a simple prompt. We use all the Google's best practices to generate, best practices described by Google to essentially generate a good alt tag, and we simply pass those that information: image URL, page title, meta description, nearby text, and class, and the description that we captured from another model previously, and we create a prompt like this. So let me go back. So what it does is it essentially creates, it generates the alt tag, and we insert that into the database. I've already inserted that into the database here. You could see something like this. So what I've done is I've simply created a rendered image like this. This is how that new alt tags look like: two speakers and armchairs, and it has clearly essentially described each and every image. That's all from this particular video. Thank you for watching.